Alrighty, hi there, everybody. Thanks for coming out to the live stream today. Let's get rolling here. So there we go. No, that's not what I want for the backdrop. That should go up here. Nope, down here. There we go. Why is that showing there? Oh, there it is. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Live stream professional. Well, thanks for coming out to the live stream, everybody. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new FlySky ELYSIUM EL18 controller and taking any of your questions, kind of doing a little bit of a run through on this bad boy and doing a little bit of a giveaway. So if you are here, throw down your at least a comment in the chat. I think that would put you then under the participants list here onto the live chat, I believe. I don't know if you get tagged as a participant without putting some sort of comment down. And then, like I said, a little later in the stream, we will do a giveaway just for lanyards, some shirts, FlySky shirts, things like that. So we'll have 5 people on that. So yeah, without further ado, like I said, as I'm going through stuff, don't hesitate to throw any questions in the chat. I'll try to address those as I go. Keep an eye on it. But let's take a look at this thing and see what she's got. As you may have guessed, it's kind of a close iteration to the Nirvana design, but it has some additional things with it that the Nirvana didn't have. You know, it's modern. It's has some you know, kind of some premium components in it that I think you guys will enjoy. So let me get this squared away. Yeah, we should be in good shape. All right, so this is what you'll generally get in the box. It's going to be, of course, the FlySky ELYSIUM. I did attach the lanyard holder here already, so that wouldn't be attached in the box, of course. And then you are going to get some goodies along with that. So, of course, instructions with that. Cable connector. This is a USB-C type cable connector here. And some little rubbers to put on top of your stick end or your knobs here, your switches. And then 2 sets of different springs. And we'll get into the pincher and how it feels for a pincher, because I am a pincher. So that's what you'll get in the box with that, some different springs, controller, so on and so forth. And also a receiver. So this receiver will also come with it as well. So you get one receiver with the controller and then those other elements I talked about there. Let's take a closer look at the radio itself. So the radio itself comes with EdgeTX. So we're set, and that's a good addition to it, of course. If you notice some things, these are CNC gimbals on here. So nice premium CNC Hall effect gimbals are on this. Some of the unique things that I noticed about this, obviously, is just the look, but it is definitely works for a pincher type setup. So in this scenario, you know, you can see here, this is how I would normally grip the radio. I don't know if you call that a pinch, you know, if that's a pinch or this is a pinch or a hybrid pinch. I guess I'm more of a hybrid pincher. So, but plenty of clearance here. This is the sticks all the way up. You can see I'm not hitting anything up top there. You have these connector or these metal. These are metal down here below, and that kind of gives you an opportunity there. Either if you're a thumber, you can rest your index finger on that. But if you're a pincher, I typically see myself moving in between the middle finger and the ring finger there to kind of grip that and do my thing. On the point of balance, you know, with this all the way out, you know, with this lanyard connector all the way out, then you are seeing the balance right there. But what I do is I actually run it with that in and then just connect my lanyard direct to here. It's balanced enough, and it does actually lean it out away from me a little bit when it's up against my belly, so that that seems to work for me. That feels good, good in the hand. So yeah, really excited for the Hall effect gimbal. Some other things I've noticed on this radio, and we'll talk about it before, and I'm not sure. I would think there's a lot of similarities with this and the Nirvana, is that you got your 18650s that will go in here, normal size, for powering the radio. You can see here I just got an 18650. But something that's kind of unique to this radio, and I don't know if it's, probably more for long range pilots, but they're in parallel, not in series. So you can actually have, there's an 18650 here and an 18650 over here as well. Those, I can take one out and switch it and put in the other one. Now, they are going to be different battery voltages, so you'd want to do that fairly quickly. But if you're in a pinch and the battery's dying, I would think more of a long range thing. You'd, be able to put your wing or whatnot in auto flight mode and then kind of switch out the batteries, worst case scenario. I don't know if it's that common that anybody would use that, but it is surely unique that you can do that, switch batteries kind of on the run. The other thing that I thought was unique about this is where these trims are located. They are accessible to easily be repurposed for anything you want. Obviously, you can have these have an output and then jog that over, and it will move over. I don't know how many. We'll look at how far it moves over each little bit of a degree, but it will. Obviously, you can put that in an output channel and then disconnect that from adjusting the trim on the gimbals itself. So that's kind of unique. These are the push buttons then as well for some controls. This is a touch screen for some controls in EdgeTX. So like if I go into the Express LRS, Lewis script, you'd use these to navigate up and down, and this would enter into an item, and this would exit out of that item by pushing down. Very much similar to like an Xbox controller where these jog left, right, up, down, but you also have push button down. Another unique thing about this, obviously, these are potentiometers. That's not so unique. They don't have any detent, so there's no detent on either of those. But there is a little indicator. I don't know if you can see it there for where the middle is. See if I can adjust that so it stops like zooming. And I should be able to do that. There we go. It should lock the zoom. So there's a little indicator right there for that. But this just the controls on the back here. So let's go to the back side of this radio now. This is an add-on that you'd get for it, but this allows you to connect any modules to it. So I'll talk about that here in a second. So on the back side, we have a 3-position switch here and a 3-position switch on this side as well. And then these are, single position switches that basically reset back. So you have, some additional switches here you normally would not see on other radios. On the top, just covering these switches, switch A is a 2-position, switch B is a 3-position, switch C is a single action, so it springs back, and switch D is a 2-position. So you got a 2-position here, 2-position here, 3-position up here, and then this is a momentary switch there. That's the word I was looking for. You got some momentaries in the back, 3 positions on the back, momentary up here, and 3-position up here. So that's where your switches inside the whole effect with the CNC. So let's power this up and see what it looks like here. So powering it up. I got my switches on. All right, should be set there. My switches all the way. So yeah, right here you can see we have EdgeTX loaded. This is a touch screen. So I can click into the touch screen and have all the normal touch screen options here. Let me bring this down a little bit, get a little closer, and zoom that out, or zoom that a little bit better. There we go. So that should be fairly good there. So again, this is the latest version of EdgeTX, and of course you can update that as well. In here, you have all you would expect to see from EdgeTX. The version that comes on is 2.8, which is the latest that's built. In EdgeTX, you are going to need to set up a model. So this will have a model 1 set up in here. And of course, as you're accustomed to, after you select that model, go back into the screen here, you will have to go into model settings ultimately and get this set up. Internally, it's going to have a FrSky, or I'm sorry, a FlySky transmitter. And then, of course, that will partner with that receiver that you get in the box and other FlySky receivers. Externally, for an external RF, you have all the customary choices that you would expect with this, with anything that's EdgeTX. So here I'm on my Crossfire. I have my different settings in here for connecting up to, again, Express LRS. With that, I can page through some things. You will need to, of course, set up your outputs like you normally would need to do on a new transmitter. So that's all the same in here. It's it's not going to come pre-set up with all these switch outputs. So you'll need to make those outputs here and mixes as well. So I was on mixes, outputs right here, or inputs right here, and then you would need to do your mixes right there as well and add everything into it. Okay, so let's take some questions here, and then I'll show you about interconnectivity there with Express LRS, since that is a very popular thing. So let me switch back over here, hopefully, without too much dramas. There we go. Not too bad. And like I said, let's take some questions. Maybe I can take a look at anything that you guys want me to specifically check out. Some popular hybrid pinch. So yeah, pinch. Blah, blah, blah. Any questions on here? Yeah, I guess that was the other thing I wanted to address. The weight of this, the weight of this transmitter definitely feels premium. It's, I usually have my normal FrSky QX7S. I mean, they're about the same weight, but I got to be honest, the metal feel on the back here, I don't know, it just feels more premium. For a while, it took me a second to realize that this was actually just still plastic. I kind of thought this was metal initially, but this finish that they have on there is pretty nice. So yeah, it does have a premium feel to it. Yes, so one of the questions was, is it open source? Yes, EdgeTX is open source and it's integrated in already. Yeah, a lot of junk in the trunk. Yeah, we'll talk about the back bits. Binding to something. So Brandon Beans asks, just the smoothest of the RC signal, things of that nature. I'm going to do a follow-up video on this, checking that out to see, I can put it on my test rig to see what the FlySky. I never had the opportunity yet to see some of the specs on the FlySky and how they're doing with jitter, end-to-end latency, things of that nature. Now I wasn't going to do end-to-end because that involves like taking the radio apart and connecting some stuff to the gimbals, but it can definitely check on the jitter component of it to see how smooth the signal is on their latest protocol. I'll check that out. It's pretty good. Price. So the price is going to be around 200, 2.25, 250, something around that nature. So it's, with the metal gimbals, it's got some premium features on it, touchscreen, things of that nature. So it's not going to be the cheapest radio out there, but you are getting all the bells and whistles that I would say, you get extra switches that you normally would not get, touchscreen, and Hall effect, of course. One of the unique features of it here is this operability to connect in other modules in the back. So it doesn't come with it in the package, but there is these two clips on here that you can screw into the back. And then you can take any of your JR Bay modules and bring those in. You have to line them up here a little bit and then snap that in. And then now you have the ability to connect anything up that you want to the back end of it, of course. The other piece that comes with it, it's I guess, somewhat unique, is the opportunity that this is a nano receiver module. So you can see on there the difference, how you could put, so you can either get the standard JR Bay module, or you can get for the nano modules here as well, and bolt that up to the back if you have those instead of the larger ones, or you can get both, honestly, whichever you want. You can see in the back there how that is all connected up with Express LRS, and I've tested it, works fine. No issues, no dramas there, just as you would expect. Yeah. So any other questions here? Any other questions? TBS support? Yes, it will have TBS support because it supports Crossfire protocol. So obviously you'd have to have the TBS module on the back here, but anything, Ghost, Express LRS, anything that has a JR Bay support or a nano module support would be supported on here. At the end of the day, it's not a proprietary firmware on here. It's open source firmware. It's EdgeTX. So everything you would expect that you can connect with EdgeTX, you'll be able to connect on here. I think there was some dramas in regard to the Nirvana that had this same style, look and feel, same ergonomics in that regard. This being supporting, EdgeTX right off the bat, you're not going to have to worry about that. So that support goes in the future. There's a lot of peace of mind in that, right? So for open source, because it's not you're not going to get pushed in a certain direction that you'll have to deal with. So the release date, it should be released this week, from what I understand. So the next couple days, 2-3 days. So keep a look on FlySky's websites, and yeah, you should see some stuff out about that. Yes, I have run it with the modules. Yep. So I've flown it Express LRS. Almost all my quads have Express LRS on them at this point. So yeah, that's the first thing I did, is got the Express LRS working. Um, you know, I this is the first FlySky radio I've had. So um, this is a pretty good radio. I know FlySky definitely is a great brand for getting, beginner radio. They have a great offering just for a budget, very beginner radio. Lots of people use them to start out with and continue to use them for quite a bit. But this is kind of the opposite end of that spectrum, I would say, for them. If you're into obviously the form, fit, and factor, which I kind of like. It's easy to grab. So I'm going to definitely give this an honest shot. I've done couple flights. It's kind of garbagey out now. More doing some whooping inside, but more to come on that. And you'll see a lot of the videos I do, I will have a stick cam, so you'll see what radio I'm using, and see where we go with that. So I'm gonna, but as of right now, yeah, there's nothing detracting me for it. The feel of the fitment of gripping it, I kind of like a lot. This is I don't know, it's just a lot more bulky right here. Now that's where I use the neck strap a lot, so I'm not really holding the radio with my older radios. I've kind of, it's been my daily driver for all these years. This, you can, I don't know, you just have a better, there's a lot more grip point on this sucker. So I'll still use a neck strap because I've dropped a radio once or twice, and it doesn't take much to break off the little switches. So I will test the output. So output voltage on the JR Bay. That was a question somebody brought up. we can check that out. If I don't, yeah, we'll check it now. Do you know which pin it is? I don't know that off the top of my head, but we can definitely take a look. Guess I could just probe each pin. Can you comment on versus 0? I have never used a HD. I would assume you're talking about not HD0. I guess what are you looking at for a comment on that? Full size crossfire module support. Yeah, so it would, the full size crossfire module support would still click into a JR bay. It's the same thing. So yeah, so let me one caveat on that. Let me look at that here. So yeah, it's a good question. So for a full-size module, you can see you have these little stand feet that click on there. So you would need to probably just cut these off if you wanted to put a full-size module on. See how they project behind the module here, the nano module? So if you had a full-size crossfire or something a little bit more bulky, you would need to just clip these off. I would say, take a Dremel or something or whatnot, and you can just probably trim those off right in there. Would be the best place to do that. But yeah, that's a good question. 5 volts. Ghost requires more voltage, so let's look. Let's look on here. I mean, I have a Ghost module. So let's look on here quick. Yeah, there's Ghost. Hold on a second. I have a Ghost module. Ghost module. So let's strap that in there. Turn the radio off. Have it set on Ghost. And let's see what we get. Make sure I get these in the right way here. There we go. Yep.
Welcome to FlySky. Switch warning.
Powering up. Yeah. Seems like it's in order. You can see the Ghost module is powered up here. I don't have oh, yeah. I don't know if I have a receiver ready to go for it. But yeah, powered up. I will take a closer look at that, make sure the voltage and that this is working, the Ghost module with this, and check a look at the voltage. I'll probably put a comment post or a follow-up video on the YouTube channel. Like I said, please. So you can get, yeah, so I have a 3500 mAh 18650 in it, I think. 3200 I have in there. So it should last a decent amount of time. Radio Master Zorro. All right, any other questions here? Going once, going twice, and we'll do the giveaway part. Release date, HTTP. All right, sounds good. All right, so for the giveaway, I will. I don't have a picker, like, because I don't know how you do a live stream picking. So why don't you guys let's do some random things. So we got 5 things, 5 winners can be eligible for this. I'm gonna pick a number between 1 and 50. Why don't you guys throw down some numbers between 1 and 50, and the 5 closest people will get the prize. Go ahead. That's, I think, the best way to do it. So type in your numbers. Appreciate you guys coming out. I will do a post on my YouTube channel for the 5 closest people to the number I selected. And good luck, guys. It's as random as anything can be. At least there's a little bit of stuff in your hands. And I apologize, I don't have a Stream Deck software or something like that that can do some random picking of it. If you guys have any additional questions on this radio, please don't hesitate to drop them in the comments below. This live stream will then go published, of course, as a recording. And thanks everybody for coming out, supporting me and doing this kind of impromptu live stream on this radio, checking it out. Keep on the lookout for additional, materials to come on when this will be launched and when you'll be able to get these module bay parts to it. They'll be a little bit later, from what I understand. So they're going to launch the radio for sale this week, and then in the next coming weeks, these module connectors will be available for purchase as well. Thanks everybody again. I hope this helped. I hope you had a little bit of fun, and thanks for sticking with me for some of the technical issues I had earlier on in the stream. Thanks, guys.